Hello, friends. Welcome to Preschool Storytime at Fayetteville Public Library. I'm Miss Jessica, and I am so excited to be here again. I know we've had such a long break. I'm sorry I can't see you in person, but we're all staying safe, hopefully, and at home, and we're all feeling good and healthy. We are having an event this Saturday for Chinese New Year, so if you wanted to brave it out here and come on over to the library and enjoy some really cool dancers and some really cool food. We are celebrating Chinese New Year this Saturday. I also want to remind you that we will be having a craft that you can come to the library and pick up and take home, and I'll teach you how to do it at the end of my story time. So that's all for my announcements. Now I think we're ready to have some fun. We're going to start off with my hello song. Then I'm going to read you some fun books. We're going to sing some other fun songs, and I have a fun game for us to play. So buckle up and get ready, guys. It's going to be great. Okay, you ready for a hello song? This song is called Hi, Hello, and How Are You? Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you today? Okay, let's get our hands ready. Hi, hello, and clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands. Hi, hello, and clap your hands today. Okay, let's get our arms ready. Hi, hello, and stretch up high, stretch up high, stretch up high. Hi, hello, and stretch up high today. Ooh, yeah, I'm feeling that. Okay, let's get our brains ready. Hi, hello, and cross your arms, cross your arms, cross your arms. Hi, hello, and cross your arms today. Okay, let's get our bodies ready. Hi, hello, and breathe in deep. Breathe in deep, breathe in deep. Hi, hello, and breathe in deep today. Whew. Now I feel good. I'm ready for some stories. So something kind of special happened this week. Did you guys see the snow? It was so wintry outside. I love it. I love snow. I love cold. I love winter. I love bundling up. I love hot chocolate. But you know, not everybody loves the snow. And I understand that. For some, especially animals, it's too hard to find food. So you know what they do all winter? They nap. It's called hibernation. And they sleep all winter. Well, today's story time is going to be about winter animals. Some of the animals who hibernate and some of the animals who don't. Mostly we're talking about the animals who hibernate, who nap all winter long. You know, sometimes I wish I could hibernate all winter, but sadly I can't. I bet you guys could guess one of the most popular animals who hibernate. That's right, it's a bear. But did you know there are lots of animals who hibernate? I'm going to read you a story. It's called Over and Under the Snow by Kate Mesner with art by Christopher Silas Neal. And so in this book, they're going to talk about all kinds of animals, animals who hibernate and animals who don't. Okay, let's get started. I want to see if you guys learn about any new animals that hibernate. I'll be honest, there were a couple that I didn't know hibernated. Over the snow I glide, into the woods, frosted, fresh, and white. That's kind of what my yard looked like this weekend. Over the snow, a flash of fur. A red squirrel disappears down a crack. Where did he go? Under the snow, Dad says. Under the snow is a whole secret kingdom where the smallest forest animals stay safe and warm. You're skiing over them now. It's pretty hard for a red squirrel to hide from a fox or a wolf if he's on top of the snow. They would see him. So it's safer for him to stay under the snow. Over the snow I glide, past beech trees, rattling leftover leaves, and strong silent pines that stretch to the sky. On a high branch, a great horned owl keeps watch. Under the snow, a tiny shrew dodges columns of ice. It follows a cool tunnel along the moss, out of sight. Yeah, he doesn't want to get eaten by that owl. He better stay under the ground. Look, Dad says, tracks. Tracks always tell a story. Over the snow, a deer has crossed our path. Deep hoof prints punch through the crust, up the hill, under a tree. An oval of melted snow tells the story of a good night's sleep. Under the snow, deer mice doze. They cuddle up against the cold in a nest of feathers and fur. Aw, do you see them down there? Cute. I like the art in this book. Over the snow I climb, digging in my edges so I don't slide back down. Under the snow, voles scratch through slippery tunnels searching for morsels from summer feast. Voles, they're kind of like bigger little mice, aren't they? Over the snow I swoosh, down, down, faster, faster, down, faster, faster, whoops! I think they're falling. Under the snow, a snowshoe hare watches from a shelter of spruce. Almost invisible, she smooths her fur, a coat of winter white. That winter white coat probably helps her stay camouflaged, stay hidden so she doesn't get eaten. Over the snow I glide, past reeds where tadpoles play tag in the springtime. Under the snow, fat bullfrogs snooze. They dream of sun-warmed days back when they had tails. So frogs hibernate. Over the snow, I stand and stare, little mountains in the marsh. Under the snow, beavers gnaw on aspen bark, settled in for supper. Can they hear my tummy rumbling too? Oh, she's getting hungry. Over the snow, stop, a sound. We stand like statues, carved in ice, till a bushy-tailed fox steps from the thicket, tips his ears to the ground, listens, listens, listens still. Oh, I think he's trying to find some dinner. And leaps out onto the snow after an invisible dinner. His paws scratch away to find the mouse he heard scratching along underneath, under the snow. Over the snow I glide. A full moon lights my path to supper. Under the snow, a chipmunk wakes for a meal. Bedroom, kitchen, hallway, his house under my feet. Over the snow, I climb one last hill. Bonfire smoke rises, warm hands, hot cocoa, hot dogs sizzling on pointed sticks. Under the snow, a black bear snores, still full of October blueberries and trout. Over the snow, the fire crackles and sparks shoot up to the stars. I lick sticky marshmallows from my lips and lean back with heavy eyes. Shadows dance in the flames. Under the snow, a queen bumblebee drowses away December all alone. She'll rule a new colony in spring. Did you guys know that bumblebees hibernated? That was new for me. Over the snow, I glide home on tired legs. Clouds whisper down feathery soft flakes. Under the covers, I snuggle deep and drift into dreams. Of cuddling deer mice and slumbering frogs, hungry beavers and tunneling voles, drowsy bears and busy squirrels, and the secret kingdom under the snow. The end. And the cool thing about this book is then it talks to you about all the different animals that you meet, what they eat, how they hibernate, how they spend the winter. Very neat. So this book is called Over and Under the Snow, and it was about all the different animals that hibernate. So I have a fun hibernation song. It's to the tune of Alouette. I don't know if you guys know that one, but it goes like this. Hibernation, time for hibernation. Hibernation, time to go to sleep. In the winter, where's the bear? Sleeping in its cave or lair. Where's the bear? Cave or lair. Oh. So that's the tune. So you ready to sing it with me? And we're going to sing about bear, we're going to sing about frog, and we're going to sing about snakes, because snake hibernates too. Okay, so those are our three animals. So we'll start over with bear. Hibernation, time for hibernation. Hibernation, time to go to sleep. In the winter, where's the bear? Sleeping in its cave or lair. Where's the bear? Cave or lair. Oh. oh, hibernation, time for hibernation. Hibernation, time to go to sleep. Okay, now let's do frog. And the frog is going to be sleeping by a pond or log. Hibernation, time for hibernation. Hibernation, time to go to sleep. In the winter, where's the frog? Sleeping by a pond or log. Where's the frog? Pond or log. Oh, hibernation, time for hibernation. Hibernation, time to go to sleep. Okay, now let's do snake. Snake is going to be in the mud beneath the lake. Ready? Hibernation, time for hibernation. Hibernation, time to go to sleep. In the winter, where's the snake? In the mud beneath the lake. Where's the snake? Beneath the lake. Oh, hibernation, time for hibernation. Hibernation, time to go to sleep. Whoop, I better not hibernate just yet. I still got the rest of my story time to do. Okay, so we read about different animals that hibernate, and one of those animals was the little deer mice. So I have a book, and I love this book. It's called Frederick by Leo Leone, and this is about a special little mouse named Frederick who gets ready for winter a little differently than everybody else in his little community. Frederick. I love this book. You can see it's got an award right here. It's a Caldecott Honor Award for Leo Leone for his beautiful illustrations. I love Frederick because Frederick really tells you the importance of art. So as I'm reading the story, I want you to think about winter and about dark days and about how important art can be sometimes. Frederick by Leo Leone. He's just the cutest little mouse, if you ask me. All along the meadow where the cows grazed and the horses ran, there was an old stone wall. In that wall, not far from the barn and the granary, a chatty family of field mice had their home. But the farmers had moved away, the barn was abandoned, and the granary stood empty. And since winter was not far off, the little mice began to gather corn and nuts and wheat and straw. They all worked day and night, all except Frederick. Remember, it's important for them to gather all the food they can in the spring because winter is long. Frederick, why don't you work? They asked. I do work, said Frederick. I gather sun rays for the cold, dark winter days. Do you see him there with his eyes closed, soaking in the sun? And when they saw Frederick sitting there staring at the meadow, they said, and now, Frederick? I gather colors, answered Frederick simply, for winter is gray. Do you think they're getting a little annoyed with Frederick because he doesn't look like he's really working? Maybe. And once Frederick seemed half asleep. Are you dreaming, Frederick? They asked reproachfully. But Frederick said, oh no, I am gathering words, for the winter days are long and many, and we'll run out of things to say. Reproachfully. That means they didn't super like what he was doing, and they were kind of getting on to him for it. The winter days came, and when the first snow fell, the 5 little field mice took to their hideout in the stones. In the beginning, there was lots to eat, and the mice told stories of foolish foxes and silly cats. They were a happy family. But little by little, they had nibbled up most of the nuts and berries. The straw was gone, and the corn was only a memory. It was cold in the wall, and no one felt like chatting. Then they remembered what Frederick had said about sun rays and colors and words. What about your supplies, Frederick? They asked. Close your eyes, said Frederick, as he climbed on a big stone. Now, I send you the rays of the sun. Do you feel how they're golden glow? And as Frederick spoke of the sun, the 4 little mice began to feel warmer. Was it Frederick's voice? Was it magic? And now, how about the colors, Frederick? They asked anxiously. Close your eyes again, Frederick said, and when he told them of the blue periwinkles, the red poppies and the yellow wheat, and the green leaves of the berry bush, they saw the colors as clearly as if they had been painted in their minds. And the words, Frederick cleared his throat, waited a moment, and then, as if from a stage, he said, "Who scatters snowflakes? Who melts the ice? Who spoils the weather? Who makes it nice? Who grows the four-leaf clovers in June? Who dims the daylight? Who lights the moon? 4 little field mice who lived in the sky, 4 little field mice like you and I. One is the spring mouse who turns on the showers. Then comes the summer who paints in the flowers. The fall mouse is next with walnuts and wheat, and winter is last with little cold feet. Aren't we lucky the seasons are 4? Think of a year with 1 less or 1 more." When Frederick had finished, they all applauded. "But Frederick," they said, "you are a poet." Frederick blushed, took a bow, and shyly said, "I know it." The end. You know, we all have different roles to play, and I think Frederick's role is to provide art. So when it gets a little dark and dreary, I'm glad that the little field mice appreciated what Frederick brought to the table. Although I'm sure in the spring and summer it was hard watching them just sit there. But it is, like I said, I like this book because it does show us the importance of art. And it talks about what little field mice go through in the winter. So think about all those little field mice there right now, eating their little pieces of corn and berries and maybe thinking about colors and seasons and very deep existential thoughts. So my next song that I want to sing is pretty fun. Again, it's about animals that hibernate. So I have a bunch of animals that hibernate, and we're going to sing a song for each one. So this will help you remember all kinds of different animals hibernate. And this song goes to the tune of Frere Jacques. It goes, "Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping?" So that's kind of the tune if you want to sing with me. Okay, here's our first animal. "Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Mr. Raccoon, Mr. Raccoon. All the snow is falling, all the snow is falling. Sleep, sleep, snooze, sleep, sleep, snooze." So raccoons hibernate. How about this one? This is my favorite. The bear. "Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Mr. Bear, Mr. Bear. All the snow is falling, all the snow is falling. Sleep, sleep, snooze, sleep, sleep, snooze." So that was a bear. I think we all knew bears hibernated. How about snakes? Did you know that snakes hibernated? "Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Mr. Snake, Mr. Snake. All the snow is falling, all the snow is falling. Sleep, sleep, snooze, sleep, sleep, snooze." So that's Mr. Snake. Snakes don't like it when it gets cold. They're cold-blooded. They need it to be warm when they go outside. They need the sun. And here's our little bumblebee. "Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Bumblebee, bumblebee. All the snow is falling, all the snow is falling. Sleep, sleep, snooze, sleep, sleep, snooze." I think the light thought I was really trying to go to sleep and it turned off on me. Silly light, we're just singing. So that's Mr. Bumblebee. I should say Mrs. Bumblebee. This is the queen bee. How about turtles? Turtles also hibernate. Here we go. "Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Turtle, turtle. All the snow is falling, all the snow is falling. Sleep, sleep, snooze, sleep, sleep, snooze." I like the little turtle. Just taking a little snooze, sleeping through the winter. Okay, and this one is very special. You may not think about this animal very much, but this is my special animal because I am born on Groundhog's Day. That's right, my birthday's coming up. Write it down. Groundhog's Day. And Groundhog's Day is important because when the groundhog wakes up from hibernating and comes out, if he sees a shadow, that means he's going back in and sleeping for 6 more weeks. We're going to get 6 more weeks of winter. So in some ways, this is the most important of all the hibernating animals, if you ask me. So here's a little groundhog coming up to see if he sees his shadow. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, little groundhog? Little groundhog? All the snow is falling. All the snow is falling. Sleep, sleep, snooze. Sleep, sleep, snooze. Whew. So whenever you see a groundhog, you can think about Miss Jessica, and it's her birthday. Groundhog's Day. Don't worry, guys. We'll be celebrating that really big when the time comes. Okay, so we have read some books and we sang some fun songs. How would you guys like to play a game? A little guessing game. So this one has a bunch of caves, different caves of different colors. And behind one of these caves is going to be a bear. And you guys have to guess which color the bear is, okay? So there's red, orange, pink, gray, blue, and green. Go ahead and make your guess at home. You guessed it? You ready? Okay, see if you're right. Mr. Bear, where do you hide? Are you in the red cave? Let's look inside. So raise your hand if you picked red. Be honest. Ready? Nope, he's not there. Okay, let's try again. Pick a different color. Mr. Bear, where do you hide? Are you in the gray cave? Let's look inside. Nope, he's not there. Which color should I choose next? Mr. Bear, where do you hide? Are you in the green cave? Let's look inside. There he is! Hey, Mr. Bear! He was in the green cave. Who guessed it? Who got it right? Be honest. Okay, let's play again. I need you all to close your eyes if you want to play again. Don't peek. I mean it. Quit peeking. Don't peek. Don't peek. Don't peek. Don't peek. Okay. You can open your eyes. Okay, ready? Pick your color. Pick your color. Mr. Bear, where do you hide? Are you in the pink cave? Let's look inside. Nope, he's not in the pink cave. Mr. Bear, where do you hide? Are you in the blue cave? Let's look inside. Nope. Okay, where do you think he is? Red, orange, or green? Mr. Bear, where did you hide? Are you in the orange cave? Let's look inside. Nope, he's not in there. Okay, last time. Mr. Bear, where did you hide? Are you in the gray cave? Let's look inside. There he is! Hey, Mr. Bear, he was in the gray cave. So if you guessed gray, you won. Isn't that a fun game? I think that's a fun game. We're not going to play one more time because I do have a book to read to you and I want to get to a craft, but I really enjoy this game. And I might be bringing it back for a couple story times just with different pictures and stuff. So that was our little game that we played. So now, speaking of winter, here's some animals that are a little bit chilly and they all want to get warm. So let's kind of see what they do. It's called the Mitten. It is adapted and illustrated by Jan Brett. Adapted. That means she didn't write it, although she is the author of the book. She heard a story, and this is a story that's been told a bunch. It's a folk tale. So that's a story that's been around for a really long time and has been told by lots of different people in lots of different ways. So this is the Mitten, as told by Jan Brett, and she illustrated the book. And she does a really cool thing when she illustrates. She decorates the borders of the pages, and sometimes she gives you little clues and foreshadows and tells kind of a different story in the border than she does in the main part of the story. It's a Ukrainian folktale. That means it originated in the country of Ukraine. So a Ukrainian folktale adapted and illustrated by Jan Brett. It's called The Mitten. Do you see what I'm saying about the borders? Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. So there's somebody making his mittens. At first, his grandmother, Baba, did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she warned, you'll never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally Baba made them. After she finished, she said, when you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow white mittens. Uh-oh. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. That didn't take long. But you can see how that mitten would be awfully hard to find. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside it. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. Can you tell who's coming up next? A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. He thought, I don't want to fight with this guy. Okay, who's next? Next, a hedgehog came snuffing along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. Yeah, they were like, I don't want him to poke me. Okay, who's coming up next? Man, this mitten. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled, but when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. Ooh, those do look sharp. Can you tell who's next? Sneaky, sneaky. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. The thumb, so he could move in there, they said. Whoop, who next? It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. If I were the fox, I would say, hey, a warm place to sleep and dinner? Perfect. Well, now who's coming along? My, do you think he's going to fit in this mitten? A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as they could be, but what animal would argue with a bear? Not me. The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged to many times its size, but Baba's good knitting held fast. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. That's kind of brave for a mouse. Uh-oh, I think he's realized it. Where's my mitten? The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Ha, 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 ka-choo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. That's quite a sneeze. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was a lost Mitten silhouetted against the blue sky. As he ran to catch his snow-white Mitten, he saw Baba's face in the window. First, she looked to see if he was safe and sound, and then she saw that he still had his new mittens. Do you see what happened to the mitten? Are they the same still? No, this one got really stretched out and big. But that's impressive that fit all of those animals, including that bear. He was huge. So, in honor of the mitten, I have made a craft for you to do. So in your craft bag, if you come to the library to pick it up, you're going to see 2 mittens, and you will put them together so the knitting part is on the outside. And there are holes all along the mitten. And I put in yarn, and you can lace it up. So you're going to stick the yarn into the hole, you're going to tie a little knot, and you're going to weave it in and out of the holes, in and out of the holes, in and out of the holes until you close up your mitten and you tie it with another knot. But you're going to leave a little opening, see, so you can wear your mitten. And I also included all the different animals. Like here's the little hedgehog, here's the badger, here's the owl, here's the bear. So you can color them and you can act out the story by putting them all in the mitten. So you can keep telling the story at home. And you can tell people, hey, I know a Ukrainian folk tale. It's called The Mitten. Here's the rabbit. Here's the little fox. And finally, here's the little mouse. Achoo! And they all fall out. So, if you come to the preschool desk at any point this week, I'm going to leave them there until they all run out. There are going to be little white bags, and you can ask for the mitten craft. So there's my mitten craft, and then Miss Stacy still has her pirate hats out from yesterday. So you can go do those too. So we've got, I know we can't play in person yet, but we do have a little bit of something fun you can take home to keep you, satisfied until we can all be together again. So that is the craft I have for you. I am so glad that you guys were able to watch me today in story time. I miss you so much, and I can't wait until we get to play again in person, hopefully soon. I hope we all get to stay safe and healthy. So I want to sing a goodbye song to you guys. Remember, I love you, and I will be here every Wednesday at 9:30. So please tune in and watch, and we'll have fun together. Next time, we're going to be talking about mustaches. Won't that be fun? So here's our goodbye song. Are you ready? It's called Thanks for Coming. Thanks for sitting, thanks for listening, thanks for coming here today. Now that story time is over, hope you have a lovely day. I'm going to sing that one more time. Thanks for sitting, thanks for listening, thanks for coming here today. Now that story time is over, hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye, friends. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you at the desk when you come to pick up your craft. Mwah! Bye!